Hey, hi, hello, good evening. So welcome to week 3 and 4 of Magical Readathon. I'm about to have dinner, which is a peanut butter sandwich right now because my tummy is upset. I have a lot of reading to do over the next 2 weeks if I want to pass all my classes for Orilium. So I have officially finished 2 books and I am in the middle of like 6. Not all of them are for Magical Readathon, but most of them are. I should get my phone and tell you what I still need to read. If you want to know everything that I put on my TBR in total, you can go check out my Magical Readathon TBR. And if you want to see what I've already read over the past 2 weeks, I do have a 2-week reading log for that you can go check out. But what I'll be working on over the course of the next 2 weeks for Magical Readathon is going to be New Suns. I am about 50% through it right now. It is my short story collection. I am working through The Dragon Reborn, although I replaced that with The Host last week, but I'm still going to give some updates on it this week because I will be finishing it shortly. I am still reading the Mime Order. I think I'm like 100 and something pages in, and I really have not touched it in over a week, and I'm a little bit nervous about that one, to be honest. I have not touched Bunny, The House of Always, but I this evening just started The Drowned Woods, and I really thought that I was only going to be reading like a chapter tonight just to kind of get a feel for it, but I fell in love with it, and I'm 5 or 6 chapters in, and I'm close to 25% through it right now. It is an arc. The book doesn't come out, I don't think, until August. It's by the same author who wrote The Bone Houses, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So we're kind of following 3 main characters, but there's 2 POVs so far. One is this young girl. I don't really know anyone's age yet, but she's definitely younger. It is a YA fantasy, and her name is Myrrh, and she has the ability to control water. People who can control different elements or who have magic in this world are basically like caught and catched by different royal families throughout all the different lands who are like at war with each other. And so she was captured by this one prince a while ago when she was very young, and she served him for a long time and got free, and we're following her life now as he's like re-hunting for her to try to get her back. Her old like father figure guard who took care of her has reconnected with her. He wants to, it kind of sounds like a breaking and entering / heist situation where they're going to break into the prince's realm, and they think they know where all of the magic is stored for him, and that if they like destroy this well thing, that 1, they'll become very rich, and 2, they'll be able to stop this prince from causing harm to the land. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. It hasn't been explained to me yet, but that's what's going on. So they just went and hired this mercenary who is this boy named Fane, who he has the other POV so far. From what I know of his backstory, I'm not going to spoil all the details, but he does have some magic himself, is kind of lost and kind of trying to figure out what he wants to do with his life at the time. So he's perfect for them to hire in order to get going on this project. My plan with this is to finish this up this weekend. It is Friday right now, and I am going to also try to still do one short story from my short story collection a day until I finish. And I am home from Easter. We went down to Tampa to see some family, and it was a really fun day. So I am not sunburned, but I am like sun-kissed. But I did want to quickly say, tomorrow my loan for Winter's Orbit is due back, and I'm not reading Winter's Orbit for Magical Readathon, but I'm reading it for funsies and I'm loving it. I basically have to finish it tomorrow. I think I might get a few hours of it on Tuesday, but I'm not totally sure. So I'm gonna try to make some progress on that tonight and then finish it tomorrow. I have 12 hours left. But besides that, I am reading The Drowned Woods and I'm loving it. I will talk more about that as we go on. Yeah, I think it might be a 5-star. And I'm not joking. It reminds me so much of Six of Crows, like in a good way, like not in a rip-off way. Hi, I'm home. I'm rocking you a little bit, sorry. Officially have 40 minutes left in Winter's Orbit. I can't believe I managed to do it today, but I did. I'm going to finish it before the hold is due. A little bit less than 3 chapters left, so as soon as I finish talking with you all, I actually have to film something, and then I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna finish that book, and I'm loving it. I also started realizing I could use it to replace Mime Order. I am going to finish the Mime Order, which was for the prompt to read a book set in the future. I fully plan on finishing this. It's just a matter of I physically need to pick up this next for book club, so I don't think I can physically read this and this before the end of the month, especially if I still need to finish The Drowned Woods and New Suns. So I was like, okay, let's be a little bit nice to myself. Let's chill out a little bit. Let's use Winter's Orbit for this prompt. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch those really quickly. Fully plan on finishing everything else though too still. Because I have a package right now. So I did have a 2-week ban at the beginning of April and I managed to do it. I didn't buy any books for 2 weeks. And then I bought this because it was on the site and I used it with credits to like trade stuff in that I've talked about before. When I saw this exact edition of this book, I knew that I needed to buy it. That's cute. I love when they wrap it like that. So the book is The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. The reason why I had to buy this copy is because, if you can't tell, it's a library edition and I am obsessed with library editions of books. This one also came with a cute little bookmark and oh my god, it's little cats. Hold up. It's cats! Ah! If you don't know, I am obsessed with library editions of books. My Mime Order edition is a library set. I like them because they always come in perfect condition. They'll usually have some type of stamp telling you like which library it's from and where it was withdrawn from. I think it's really cool to also then go and there it is. Palestine Public Library District in Illinois. So I think it's fun to go and look up the library that I got this book from to see like where it would have lived most of its life. And they're hardback and they come in great condition and they're usually very, very cheap. Most library editions that I've gotten, this one was $6.99. I think that's more on the expensive end of the ones I've gotten. I think the Mime Order might have been less than $5. If you can get them at your library, they're usually like $1, but I just shop for them online, eBay, any kind of used bookstore, you're able to find them. I know tons of people do not like library editions and actually get really mad if they get a library edition when they thought they ordered something different. And I understand where if you thought you were getting one thing, you got something different, that would be frustrating, but I love them. And when they show up and I thought I was just getting a regular edition, I'm like so excited. I will come back to you guys in like 2 hours once everything is wrapped up for today and I have words to say about books. I finished the book. I finished it. Bunch of stuff on the ground between us. Hold up. I finished the book and I am going to use it. I am not going to try to force myself to finish Mime Order in time because I just, I've read so many books this year that I have not been in love with. For me to read 2 books in a row that I loved, because the last book I read was this and then this, and both of them are 5 stars, by the way. I just don't want to go back to Mime Order yet. So this is what I'm going to use for future. Set in the future. I'm going to do it. I loved this book. I very much recommend it. Very good. Like I said, I will be finishing the Mime Order. I will be finishing it probably next month. It's not as good as book 1, and I cannot bring myself to try and finish it. Winter's Orbit, I haven't told you all what it's about. This actually made it on my Intimidating Reads of the Year list. So I make a list every July of books that I'm like intimidated to read, and then I do a reading vlog basically of all of them from July to July. So I will be talking about this in that video, but that won't be out until July. So I'll talk about it briefly here and then just get ready for that video. This is a book about 2 men who one of them is married. He is an ambassador, so he is in a marriage, an alliance between these 2 people, and his husband dies, and we basically start right away when they're both kind of told that they're going to be married to each other to make the alliance stick again. And it's the story of them trying to investigate the husband who died, his story. We're figuring out about these two men and how they are growing to be together and to be happy together and to learn about each other and how they fall in love. It was genuinely so good. I read a majority of these books with the dumbest smile on my face. Like, I'm not even joking. I was sitting here like, because it was so freaking cute. I highly recommend. It reminded me a little bit of Gideon the Ninth, simply because the language is a little bit more dense and it took me a little bit to get into the story at the beginning. I think part of that was because the narrator was like really quiet, but the subject matter does not remind me anything of Gideon the Ninth. It is like an epic galactic, more like Memory of Empires, but it's a little bit easier than that, a little bit more fun than that, and it does have a huge romance plot. It's definitely a sci-fi romance, and it's gay, as I said. Every single character in this book has identifying, like, something that they carry on them that identifies their gender. So, like, as you meet someone, you can see, like, oh, that person is wearing this thing. I know their pronouns, which is really fun. I think that could have been explored slightly more because the only pronouns that were introduced were male, female, he, she, or they, non-binary, and they didn't talk about any characters who would be transitioning between the two, or characters who would be gender fluid or have more than just one pronoun. So that would have been nice. But overall, really enjoyed it. It's just a good, enjoyable book, and I highly recommend. And like I said, I rated it 5 stars. I'm gonna go back to The Drowned Woods, I think, tonight and try to make a good chunk through it, because I gotta start House of Always technically tonight, but I'm going to start it tomorrow, I think, instead. I should read a short story of New Suns and come back to you. Hello, welcome to Tuesday. I have some updates to make for you, but I am in a different location because I am currently cat sitting. Come here, Mickey. This is Mickey, and I'm watching him over the course of a few weeks. Oh, you like that, don't you? So I come over every few days and I just have dinner with him, and then I sit and read for about an hour so that he gets some company while his parents are gone. Tonight, though, I need to do my update here because I had to get some stuff done, and this will be my only time to sit and chat with you. I have read 2 more short stories, I believe it is, in New Suns. Maybe it was 3. It was 3, but technically I DNF'd 1, so there was really only 2 read, and I have only like 4 left. So I'm really excited, and I kind of just want to like sit down tonight and just finish them. I'm really loving my other book, The Drowned Woods, so much that it's like really hard for me to read anything else, and I think that's partially why I'm struggling with this right now. So first off, I read Blood and Bells, and that was the one I DNF'd, and I didn't like it mostly because I was confused the entire time. The second one was Give Me Your Black Wings, Oh Sister, and this is the same author who did, oh my god, I can see the book in my head, but I can't think of the title. Well, I'll throw it up here if I remember to. And I rated this a 2-star because I actually genuinely just did not enjoy myself reading it. It was only 6 pages though, so that wasn't too bad. And then the last one was The Shadow We Cast Through Time, and this one I rated a 2.5. I feel like this would have been a really good novel that I might have rated like 4 stars if it had been like 400 pages and really well developed. But because it was so short, it just felt info dumpy, and I just like couldn't get into it. I will be starting The House of Always tomorrow, I'm thinking. I was supposed to start it yesterday, and then I said today, and now I'm saying tomorrow because I really just want to sit and focus on The Drowned Woods, which I will talk to you about right now. So I'm loving it. I don't say this lightly. It reminds me a lot of how I felt when I read Six of Crows, which is one of my favorite books of all time. I love that book. I reread it every few years. They definitely have some similarities to each other, but I don't think that it is like a blatant copy or blatant ripoff, but it's just such a good book. So it is multiple POVs. We are following primarily this young girl who has the ability to control water, so there is like elemental magic in it, and there are fae, and fae can give magic and everything, so that's a little bit different. Yeah, sometimes he likes to talk to me. She and this guy who used to basically be servants for the king have decided that they're going to do this major con job heist, and they're going to break into the palace and destroy this well that they think holds all of the magic for the prince of the realm, and the prince sounds awful. And so they're gathering a team together in order to do that. And we're following a couple of those people on the team. And it's only 350 pages, and I believe it's a standalone. I'm just loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Where I'm at, it's a 5-star. I hope it continues to be that way, because right now we're at the part where they're like prepping for the heist. So it's not where we're into the heist yet, but I think as long as the heist is good, 5 stars. If you like Six of Crows, I highly recommend checking out this book. This is the first time I've ever read a book, and I've said that. I normally would never compare anything to Six of Crows, because that book like has a very special place in my heart and it, like, stands above, but this one did a really good job. Aren't you just the sweetest baby? Oh yes. I know what content you guys are really here for. It's the cat. Really quickly, something I forgot to say about The Drowned Woods. The main character is bisexual, and there are other sexualities in the book, so it is like representative of the actual world. And then there is an animal companion, and it's a corgi, which I know many people will love. Honestly, a really long day, but I finished 2 books today, so I figured I would talk about them. And then also I got some really good news. We had a family dinner tonight. We are back to Wednesday night family dinners, which is awesome. And this time we invited 2 of my brother's friends. So one of my brother's friends growing up, and then his wife and their son. So we were having dinner and everything. And if you watched last week's vlog, you know that I am going to be cutting back on my hours, and that I'm very nervous and very excited, and I will be talking more about that, but I decided I'm not going to talk about it in this video. I will talk about it in next week's video. So I will be coming and talking about all my reasonings and everything and my plans and all of that stuff. But with that, I'm just like really weird about telling other adults about the fact that I'm cutting back my hours so that I can pursue my passion. It just feels like such a childish thing to say, which is horrible, because cutting back on your hours because you're feeling burnt out and you want to pursue your passion, you want to find what you love, is not a childish thing. I was like almost not gonna bring it up. I've known my brother's friend since, I was very, very young. I had the worst crush on him. I decided though, I was like, you know what, Amanda, suck it up. You literally told 3 people at the Easter party over the weekend, and every single person, it went so well. So suck it up and talk about it. Cause he literally was like, oh, how's your job? What's going on? And I was like, oh, you know, my job's going pretty well, but actually I'm cutting back my hours because I've just been feeling like a lack of passion, and I want to pursue illustration and freelancing work. And he was like, actually, I'm looking for a graphic designer. So what he wants though is so cool and so fun and so exciting, and it's something I've never done before, but I totally have the skill set to do it. And if it goes through, I'd hopefully be doing it in May or June, which would be the hottest months of the year. He has a mechanic shop, and he has this giant window out front, and he wants someone to paint some really cool stuff on it. I mean, that would be so much fun. Such a blast. I would love doing that. My mom overheard, and she was like, oh, hey, I've been meaning to tell you. I showed the murals that you did for my 2 nephews. I did them this weekend. You saw one of them. I did the other one a few years ago. I showed them to some people at work, and they requested your business card because they want you to paint murals in their homes. I can tell you, I will not be telling you in this video how work has been making me feel, but it was a major factor as to why I had a horrible day today. I'm standing. I'd like to sit down while I talk to you about some books. Oh, it's so much darker down here though. Okay, let's adjust this bad boy up. So I finished 2 books today. First one was The Dragon Reborn. I told you I'm not going to say a ton about it in this video though, since it's for not this challenge anymore, but I did finish it, and I ended up rating it a 2.5. It was not a horrible book, but as a dear friend has made me realize recently, a 2.5 means that the book didn't do anything bad, but it didn't do anything right. It is absolutely average. And then the other book I finished is The Drowned Woods, and I have a lot of things to say about that, so we're gonna sit and chat for a little bit. I'm gonna try to turn some more lights on, hopefully. So The Drowned Woods, I've told you guys a lot about how I was feeling about it so far. I haven't compiled it yet, but my rating is probably going to be a 4-star when it comes down to it. I don't want to say issues with the ending, but once I start to explain myself, I think you're going to understand why I'm not rating it a 5-star. First off, I really liked our 3 main characters, but I felt like every single one of our side characters was not fully developed, and I didn't really understand their backstories or care about them. And so when big twists and turns or dramatic scenes happened, I didn't care because the side characters meant nothing to me. I also felt like while the magic was really, really cool, it was kind of told and not shown to me. So our main character has the ability to control water, and then our secondary character has the ability to basically kill someone with a single touch. So our main character talks about how, though, with her water ability, she, like, when she controls water, it takes some of the water outside of her body, and so she gets really dehydrated really quickly. And yes, they mentioned that, like, after she used her power, she had to, like, drink water and refill, but I never felt like I really got the idea that it was such a big deal that she was not having water. Like, I never felt like she was actually dehydrated. I wanted to see, like, her lips being parched or her fingers, like, shaky, or just all the other things that come along with dehydration. I never felt that. And I never felt like it was really serious that she had to, like, replenish her water supply. I did really enjoy the story overall. I'm not a huge fan of the ending, but I think almost everyone else in the world will disagree with me and think that that ending was great. I just don't like convenient endings, and I would say that this one definitely falls into that category. But there were these, like, little clips of, like, folklore-y stories throughout. They were super cute. So there were 3 sections in the book, and there were 4 like folklore-y stories. Each section started with one, and then the last one ended with one too. And they were told kind of like once upon a time stories, but they were describing and explaining, like, characters' backstories, our 3 main characters, and so I really loved those. I think the writing in them was really good. I think they added to the story, and I was so into this book basically up until there's a big twist kind of around the 75-80% mark while the, like, heist con job is going on. From then on was just kind of like 4-star. I really liked it. I think a lot of people are going to really like it, and I would recommend, like, checking this one out. It comes out, I want to say, in August, but I might be wrong about that. Hello, it's Friday. I'm home from tons of shopping. I've finished some books. I'm gonna go set my groceries down, and then we will go through my wedding haul, stuff I got for the wedding, and then I'm gonna show you some stuff with the dress. So give me 2 seconds. First off, I accidentally ate all of my fruit earlier this week, so I have been, like, craving fruit the past 3 days because I haven't had any. So while I was at the store, I bought more fruit, but I bought 2 bananas, and legit, I'm about to eat one of these, possibly both of them, while we chat a little bit. This has nothing to do with the fact that I finished Neon Gods today, which you guys didn't even know I was reading. It was absolutely fine book. It was fun. Yeah, really didn't have much else going for it. I definitely think I'm going to save the second banana for later because this one is not to my liking yet, but I'm going to keep eating it. I also know I haven't talked to you guys in a few days. Sorry about that. I just literally didn't feel like speaking, and so I didn't. But I am here now with my Target haul. Most of this is for the wedding. First thing I got was this giant poster board. I'm making a sign for outside of the wedding. It's supposed to say something like bride and groom's name and the fact that you're at a wedding, so that you know you're at a wedding. This is the only non-wedding thing I bought today. I got these bright yellow shoes. I literally saw them from a distance, and I was like, I love those, but I don't need any more shoes. Like, I really have like 3 pairs that I wear, but I don't need more shoes, honestly, than that, because I don't find myself wanting more shoes. But I saw these and they were literally so, I love the color. I'm really getting into yellow recently. And so I was like, okay, there's only 1 pair. Let me go up. If they're my size, it's a sign. They were my size. Up next, I got 2 necklaces. Don't need that. Because I could not make up my mind. I will put them on. I'm going to put the dress on. I will put these on and I will show you. But while I was driving, I think I kind of decided on one, but I love both of them. So I'm going to keep both of them and wear both of them. And then I picked up 3 lip pencils and a gloss. So we're going to be trying those on once I put the dress on and figure out which necklace I like. Okay, so this is the dress. I'm not going to show like the best video of it. I have shown it in other videos. So I'm going to start with the one that I don't think is going to be the winner. Okay, so this is the first option. I don't hate it as much. Now that I have it on, I didn't hate it before, but I thought it was going to be not like matching the vibe. I thought it was gonna be too casual. Okay, this is the second one. So the bottom one is just plain, and then this one has like a little clear gem. It's probably glass. Okay, so at the wedding my hair will actually be half up, half down, so I decided to really quickly throw it into something. Let's pull up some lipsticks. So I have 3 pencils and then a gloss. So my plan is whichever one of these I go with, this will match with it, so I don't even really need to have that as an option, to be honest. I've been wanting to go more brown, but I like peaches, and peaches will match my blush. I feel like I would look better if I actually did my whole face of makeup, but I'm not about to do that. So, okay, this is the first one. Is that lipstick? I can't tell. I never wear lipstick. Oh my God. This is the first one, which is the more brown color. It's called On the Road Maybelline 105. This is it without anything on top of it. I like the feel of it better now. I actually really like this a lot, so I'm happy with this purchase. I'm gonna go get this off my face. Okay, so now my face is red because I've rubbed it. This is not makeup anymore. But the next color, which is called Break the Ceiling 145, I'm absolutely in love. I think it looks great on me. This is like the middlest one, so the next one is even lighter. But let's look at this with the gloss. I really like that. I like that a lot. I think that is a great color for my face, especially with my peach blush. Okay, so I had to wash my face completely that time, so it's a little bit more red. This color is number 140, Work For It. It's not so much lighter than the middle one that I tried on. It's almost more orangey. That's actually not bad either. I think it goes well with my face. I'm starting to realize that I look good in like orange. Okay, so it's finally time to start the House of Always. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start on the audio while I unload my dishwasher and do my dinner dishes, and then I'm gonna take the physical book and go and read it on the porch for a little bit. So I ended up sprinting last night with a friend. We had agreed to like call late at night, and I think we didn't end up calling until like 9 anyways, which was way too late for me. And we were gonna read together. For reasons in her life, she can't be like physically reading right now, so she was doing an audiobook and doing a puzzle, and she had this like website where we could do the puzzle together, and I'm obsessed with puzzles. I love puzzles so much. So we sat on the phone chatting and like did the puzzle online together, and it was such a cool experience because like me and her aren't from the same country, and we're able to do a puzzle together and chat over the phone, and it was like quite literally like doing a puzzle with someone in real life. I mean, there's a little bit of disconnect because it's on the screen. It was so much fun. So this morning I need to go on a short walk and just get out and relax and enjoy nature because it's kind of like a chill morning, so I'm really excited about that. And then I'm gonna come back and I need to do some major cleaning, bathrooms and kitchen mostly, and then also laundry. Oh, I should throw the laundry in before I leave actually. Probably breakfast, and then we're gonna sprint in about 2 hours. I'm 25 pages in, so like really I can't say much at all, but I'm going to listen to that audiobook while I'm doing my stuff this morning. But if the audiobook gets too confusing, because there were some points last night where it was too confusing, I'm gonna put the audiobook down and I'm gonna listen to something else, and then I'll pick up the physical book when I can, when I'm available, when I'm ready. So I finished The House of Always a few hours ago, which means that I quite literally read that book in, it was like slightly over 24 hours. It was like 27 hours, which is funny because the audiobook is 27 hours long. But I did listen to most of it on 2.75 speed. I left the book upstairs. Let's go get it. So I listened to it really quickly, which means that in all actuality, I was only listening for maybe like 12 hours because I started out at like 2.3. And then after about like 50%, I switched to 2.75 because I realized I could go faster. And I actually really enjoyed it a lot. If you aren't familiar with my channel and me talking about this series yet, this is the 4th book in a series. The first 2 I rated 5 stars. The 3rd one I rated a 3-star. And then the 4th one I was really hesitant and not sure about. There's one more after this, but I ended up rating this one a 4-star. I really enjoyed it, and there were a few issues I had with it. I could look past most of my issues and just be like, okay, whatever, and I was chilling with it. As you saw, I finished it so quickly that I didn't actually have time to stop and talk to you guys while I was reading it, which is rather unfortunate. I did tab the first, let me grab them. I tabbed the first 3 like super heavily. There's like so many tabs and you can't see quite all of them because of the colors, but I ended up tabbing, I think like 5 things in this book. Like, it's not much at all, and it was simply because I felt like I didn't really have anything to say about this book. This one really is connecting in what was happening to certain characters that we meet in book 1 who aren't in 2 and 3. We were learning a lot about what they were doing during book 2 and 3, and then we are preparing for book 5, which will be the final one in the series. It was kind of a filler book, but the reason why I enjoyed it so much is because the characters that we are getting here were the characters that I loved from book 1. And part of why I didn't like book 3 is because I didn't have the characters I liked in it, and I was getting frustrated with these characters that I cared nothing for. I really enjoyed this one because I got to see the peeps that I like, and I'm actually now genuinely excited to read the 5th one, which comes out I think next week, but it might be the week after. I can't always... I do have the 5th one pre-ordered, and I'm going to start it pretty much once it arrives. I have one more book to read for Magical Readathon, and it is Bunny, but my hold has not come in from the library yet. So I will be listening to that one, and it's really short. Anyways, bye. Bunny's here. It's Monday morning, and I am about an hour into Bunny audiobook because I've just been listening while I've been getting ready this morning. So I'm gonna continue to listen the rest of today, and then probably tomorrow I'll finish it because it is rather short. I don't want to spoil this book at all for anyone because I don't know anything about it. I know like this book has a lot of weird and unexplained stuff, and so a lot of people like don't want to know anything about it going in, but where I'm at, I'm in chapter 5, and I will just briefly say what I know so that you can get like a gist of what's going on. And then from now on, I'm not going to say anything at all. Bunny, we are following this one young woman. She's an academic. She's at college. She's starting her senior year. I believe she's in some type of writing program. And in this program, the only other women in the program with her are, I think there's 4 girls, and they call each other Bunny. And they're like a clique. They're very blonde, pink, pastel, a very certain type of woman. And our main character is kind of against it, kind of, I think, a little jealous of their friendship. She's very antisocial, has her one friend that she sees, and that's it. But she gets an invite one night to hang out with the bunnies, and she decides that it's in the best interest since it's their senior year, and she doesn't want to have her last year be so weird between her and the only other women in her department. So she goes to that invite, and that's where I'm at. I was literally about to go take off all my makeup, and I said, wait, I need to go film first because I'm sick and tired of these people seeing me without all my makeup on. After I've done my makeup, you can see me without my makeup on all the time, but like if I've done it, you deserve to see it. Most of it's worn off because it's been a long day. I'm 40% through Bunny. I would have gotten further, but my friend woke up at noon and said, bitch, stop. And so I stopped for the rest of the day. And since Bunny has 3 parts, we're going to try to do a part every single day. So I won't be finishing tomorrow. I'll be finishing on Wednesday. So that did mean I have some time to start some other books. And when I say some other books, I mean one other book. But it's not for Magical Readathon because Bunny is the last book for Magical Readathon, so I don't need to talk to you about it. Bunny, how's it going so far? Like I said, I'm only through part 1. Don't understand a lot of what's going on, but I'm really enjoying myself. I think it's a good book. I think it's well written. My only like prediction, like when I first initially started the book, I thought it was going to be a commentary on girly feminism in a dark academic setting because, you know, we're following these women who call themselves bunnies, who dress really pink, are very overtly feminine and are in this dark academia setting. And I thought it was going to be about them not being taken seriously even though they are academics themselves. I was wrong. Like, I knew this book was weird and I knew it was gonna have weird things in it, but I thought maybe like that was gonna be what we were talking about today. No, I don't know what we're talking about today, but it's not that. Weird things started happening around chapter 11. Like, weird things have been happening, but they were very, very mild. Not even really a 1 on the weirdness scale, but But around chapter 11, we started actually getting some weirdness, which I'm super glad about because I love weird books. Only thing I can even slightly compare it to is I Crawl Through It by A.S. King, but that book is definitely not as dark as this book, but they're definitely like a similar type of weirdness. Okay, I'm about to go out for my walk/run, but I cannot find my headphones, so have you guys seen them? I've officially checked all the normal locations. I needed to check the abnormal location apparently. Officially gotten 70% through Bunny, which means that I have listened to part 1 and part 2. I finished part 2 this afternoon and I am really enjoying it. Part 2 is definitely super weird and I have like no clue what's going on. But what's really, really fun about this is I'm actually buddy reading it with my friend, like I said. And since we're staying pretty close to each other, we're able to like text each other and just guess random shit that we think might be going on. I absolutely don't think any of my guesses so far have been correct, but I've come up with some really weird ones and some really fun ones, not limited to they're all in hell. My absolute favorite one is they're all recreating the retelling of Jonah and the whale from the Bible. My friend and I got way too into that one for it to be real. I may look a little bit funny. That's because I've been crying pretty much all day today. So if you've been on my channel for about a year now, you know that last June I moved into this place and then in July a tree fell down and smushed my beautiful, wonderful car, which I had owned for 10 years and I had loved so much. She was my pride and joy and probably one of my favorite things ever that I owned. So I bought this car that I have right now. It is a used car, but it is a little bit newer than that one had been. Today on my drive to work at 7:30 a.m., the engine blew and I barely got to work. I was at work all day working while also trying to deal with my car literally all day. And it is 8:14 right now and I still don't have an answer as to if I'm going to have to pay for things, if I'm gonna have to get a new car or like what's going on, but it's been a really long day and just an unexpected one. There is a chance the engine problems will be covered underneath a recall that is happening right now. So there's like a solid chance that I walk away in my car with a brand new engine and I paid nothing. But no one is contacting me and letting me know what's going on right now. And I'm getting so anxious that I'm actually like losing hearing in my left ear. I'm hard of hearing on that side, so it's not a huge difference, but I can notice a little bit of a difference. It's like normally there's kind of a wall, and right now there's like cotton stuffed in my ear. I did manage to finish Bunny on my lunch break this afternoon, but because I am so tired, I am not going to sit and talk about it tonight. So I'll come back tomorrow night, Thursday night, and have some things to say then. Hi, it's Thursday! It's not the last day of the Magical Readathon, but as I have finished Bunny, this is the last day that we're gonna be vlogging. I know I said the wedding was during this week, but I think whatever footage I get in the wedding, from the wedding, I'm going to just include in my next week's weekly reading vlog. Bunny. Let's talk about Bunny. I ended up rating the book a 3.75 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed my experience of reading it, but I personally felt like it wasn't as connected as I would like it to be. I was going to rate it a 4-star until the ending, and it's really funny because I buddy read this with someone and we both disliked the ending of the book, but we actually disliked it for opposite reasons. She didn't like it because she felt like the ending was too precise, and I felt like the ending didn't connect me, didn't give me enough answers, didn't like make everything make sense in the way that I wanted to, and I didn't necessarily want the book to make perfect sense and everything to be connected and it's this beautiful, perfectly packaged book, but I just wanted to understand it like slightly more. I felt like I was left with this feeling of like, okay, and while I enjoyed the ride of not understanding what was going on and just having all these metaphors and all these different things happening, I wanted just a bit more connection and just a bit more understanding, and I felt like it was a really well done book, overall, I would put it, I think I compared it earlier to I Crawl Through It. Definitely see that comparison, although they're very different age demographics, so the books are kind of like for different people, but I would continue that. It also does have like similar vibes to Fight Club, even if they're not quite the same, and of course it gives me Legally Blonde vibes. This is done, but I hope you're doing well. I don't remember how my outro goes, but until next time, I will talk to you in the comments. Bye!